I will go to interaction now. Double click on it. See, you can see here. So red color is showing first surface and second surface. So between these two surfaces, I have created the contact. Now we will define one more interaction, that is general contact. Select this property. So this general contact will include all surfaces. Okay, means it will automatically detect the contact between the each and every surface. Okay, now interaction is done. Now we will go for the constraint. Create constraint. Select this create constraint. Okay. Useless skin. I am writing fs. Useless skin internal and internal. Okay. Type constraint I am going to define between the fuseless skin internal and the internal structure. Okay, so choose the master type, select, click on the surface and go to the surfaces. So here you have to select the fuseless skin internal. Okay, so internal surface is highlighted here. You can check. So this internal surface is tied to this internal part. Okay, internal structure. Again, click the choose the slave type as surface and here select the internal. Okay, it is highlighting by pink color. So internal part is selected. Say continue and just accept the default. Okay, so we have defined a tie constraint between this internal fuselage skin surface and the internal structure. Okay, next constraint. So I'm going to define the rigid body. Okay, before that, you have created already defined your reference point. I will just delete it. I will just let you know how to define. This I will delete it. Go to just tools and reference point and just select this point. Okay, so you have to define the reference point here. Again, go to interaction. So again, go to constraint. Now go for the rigid body constraint. We are going to make this ground as a rigid body. Now body element, select it, select this arrow, select the body. Okay, now I will go for the YX view. Here I am going to select it like this. Now it is selected. It done. Now it is asking reference point. Click on this arrow and select this reference point. For the rigid body, reference point must be selected. One more constraint we are going to define. See, same way I have defined here a reference point. You know how to define it. I'm going to define one more constraint, that is a coupling constraint. So continue. I'm going to select. It is asking the constraint control point. So first select this reference point, set done. And select now node region. So I'm going to select these lines. Press shift button. This line is coupled to the reference point. Okay. So whatever boundary condition we are going to apply to this reference point, that will get applied to this line or to whole structure. The interaction is done. Now next is go to load module. First we will go for the boundary conditions. Select mechanical symmetry and anti-symmetry, and step is initial. Continue. Now it is asking select the region. Okay, so I'm going to select the reference point. For the rigid body, you have to select reference point only. So that will get applied. This constraint will get applied to this ground. Okay, next go to boundary condition. Select step 1, select displacement rotation here. Continue. Now select this top reference point. Done. I'm going to select u1 is equal to 0 and u3 is equal to 0. Okay, now just try, we will understand this. Now u1 means displacement in x direction, and u3 means displacement in z direction, so that is 0. Okay, so we will just, it is just free to fall down in the y direction, that we have made it free, and it is free in ur1, ur2, ur3 direction also. The next boundary condition is we will apply the gravity, go to load, then select gravity here, continue. Now see here, vertical axis is y-axis, here also you can see. So component 2 and minus 9.81. Okay, you can see here arrow, that is the gravity is applied. Next, go to predefined field, go to initial mechanical velocity. We will apply the, we will define the velocity here. Again, click XY view. Select this full body, done. And in the y direction, velocity is minus 6.5, and okay. Okay, so loading is done now. Load module is over. Now next is we will go for the mesh. Okay, now in the object assembly it's selected. Now select part. Okay, I will mesh first this one. Okay, let it be 0.05. Next. Select internal and 0.025. Okay, so I'll keep this approximate global size as 0.025. Okay, now go to mesh controls, select this. Okay, so biangle is there individually, select this one, done. Select quad dominated. Okay, advancing front. Okay, now go to element type, explicit. Okay, I have to select explicit here. Family is shell. Okay, linear. Okay, yes, for all. Just mesh it. I'll mesh the fuselage skin 0.05. Okay, I will take the size as 0.05. Okay, and just mesh it. Just check the element type now. Done. Okay, element library explicit, linear, and shell. Okay, correct. For the ground, I will check the element type. What is the element type? 3D4. Okay, so meshing is done. You can check here. So we are done with meshing also. Now only last step is there. So job creation. Define the job. Okay, so there are two models. So select model 1. Continue. Select OK. Okay, now I will just tell you why there is a less clearance. Okay, so if we take the actual height of this experiment, then it will take long time for the computation. Okay, so to save the computational time, we have just calculated the velocity. Okay, just before falling down to the ground, and we have applied that velocity. To save the time, we have to keep this clearance as small as possible. Okay, so job is done, and So I'm not going to submit this because it will take long time to complete the analysis. Okay, so I have already done the analysis for you to show the results. I will show you directly the result. Okay, so yes, now first we will check the von Mises stress distribution during the impact. Now I will make this plot contours on deformed shape. It will show us the deformed shape now. Okay, I will run the animation now. You can check the result. I will just increase the speed. Okay, it is fast already. It is taking time to load the animation. Okay, the general features of the failed shape of the structures can be captured if it is compared to the available test data. Okay. Now this is the, I will show you the PPT here. See, you can check here. So it is almost same. Okay. Now it seems the energy was mainly absorbed by the destruction of the composite skin with the oblique struts and bottom frames. Okay, now we will check it for the fuselage skin only. Now go to display group and fuselage skin and just replace it. Okay, now there is only fuselage skin. Check for it. Okay, I will again replace all. When we can check the here, go to job one ODB history output. Now you will understand what is history output. So field output, we have requested these all these outputs. That is a status. Because of the status, we can see here failures. Okay, failure of the elements. See how elements are failing, how the failure is happening here. Element deletion. We can plot the graph. Okay, so here kinetic energy, and suppose I will plot the kinetic energy graph. So at the beginning, kinetic energy is maximum. Okay, then at the end, it is reducing. You can plot for the internal energy. So internal energy is 0 at the beginning. It is increasing afterwards as the time passes. We can plot both the graphs at the same time or multiple graphs we can plot. Okay, so kinetic energy and internal energy. We can plot this graph. Okay, now in this, there is one more model. So we will see the result for that model. This is model 1. I'll go to model 2 here. So in model 2, there is a sine wave beam. This model including a sine wave beam, you can check here. So internal. Okay, model 1 is on current. I will make model 2 as current. Go to internal. Now you can see here difference. So in previous model, there were no any sine wave beam. So here there is a sine wave beam. I will show you this sine wave beam. This would
Students, just wait for some time. Anand will join just 5 minutes.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, it's a,
Sorry, actually, I lost. I came out of the meeting. Sorry, extremely sorry. I'll start now.
yeah.
Can you see the screen?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, I was
Yeah,
talking
now it's
about this
visible.
sine wave beam. I was talking about this sine wave beam. So in order to improve the effectiveness of fusel, sine wave under the bottom floor is added here, created, and it is known for the good energy absorption ability. Okay, now in the for supporting beam, additional reinforced layer was added. Okay, for supporting the beam, additional reinforcement layer is added here. So here you can see this layer on this bottom floor. There is one additional layer. Okay, for supporting the beam, and all other steps are same. So I'm not going to repeat each and everything. All steps are same. Material sections, everything is same. You have to create a job, another job for this model. So just I will create this job for model 2, and you have to submit it. Okay, so it will take at least 1 hour. I have already done this with sine wave beam. Okay, now what we will do, we will check or we will compare this result. Okay, we will just first we will check the failure for the sine wave beam here. Okay, again we will check it for the fuselage skin and replace it. Again run the animation. Actually there is a deformation, but there is no any failure for the fuselage skin. This is made up of composite material. Okay, so I will replace all. Okay, now what we will do, I will add one more. Go to view, bars, and viewport. First is here a sine wave beam. Here I will, without sine wave beam, I will add here. Okay, now this is a without sine wave beam. You can see here there is no sine wave beam and there is a sine wave beam here. Here there is a sine wave beam, and we will just compare the results for both. I will start the animation here. Okay, we will check the difference between these two analysis by plotting the graph. Okay, so I will plot a graph here. Go to history output. So this is for without beam, sine wave beam, kinetic energy and internal energy. Plot it, and for this one, sine wave beam history output, internal energy, kinetic energy, and plot it. Okay. So can you see the difference here? There is a little difference. Kinetic energy would see there are slight difference in absorption rate. Okay, so you can check. This is the kinetic energy graph here for this without sine wave, and this is with sine wave beam. So little difference is there. Here you can see little difference is there. So this beam has a energy absorption, good absorption capacity. The internal energy distribution seems it seems that sine wave beam could efficiently absorb more energy, okay, than conventional beam. For internal energy also you can check it here. So for this without sine wave beam, this is the internal energy. You can check this here and here also. So there is slight difference, okay, between kinetic energy and internal energy. Okay, so that's all with this problem. Now we will move to the next problem. And before starting that burr strike problem, I will go for the question answer session. If you have any query regarding this, you can ask me. Yeah, is there any query from student side? Okay, there, can you show the sign bar hiding all other components? So in the results visualization, you want to see this. In this window only you want to see the sign bar. Okay, go to display group. Set.
ఏమన్నా అంటే నూనె తింటాడని ముగినట్టుంది కానీ కొడుకులు చెప్పరు
Time view beam is not a separate part. I can module only because that's not a separate part. Other parts are separate, means usually skin and those parts are separate. So here in this internal part, so I have created the sets here. So you can see here sine view beam. I can show you it here. Sets and sine view beam and replace it. Okay. So this way I can show you because this is integrated part. This is not a separate part. But here we have defined the set here. That's why we are able to visualize it separately. Okay. Okay, is there any other query? Okay, shall we move to the next problem? Okay, so I'll open a new file. Okay, so there is one presentation. problem is bird strike impact on double walled aircraft fuselage by CEL technique.
Students, please mute
Hello,
your
can
mic.
you mute yourself? Okay, so bird strike impact on double walled aircraft fuselage by CEL technique. Okay, now first we will understand what is the CEL technique. That is a coupled Eulerian-Lagrangian technique. Short form is CEL. Okay, the coupled Eulerian approach in Abacus, which provides engineers and scientists with the ability to simulate a class of problems where the interaction between structures and fluids is important. Now, this capability does not rely on the coupling of multiple software products, but instead solves the fluid structure interaction simultaneously within Abacus. Okay, so we don't need multiple software. So in Abacus only we can solve this type of problem. So this is a fluid structure interaction. Okay, now we will understand what is Lagrangian and what is Eulerian. Now let's assume for a second that you are Mr. Euler, and also assume for our convenience that cars have been invented already, almost 100 years before they were originally. Now you are standing on a street in a Basel and observing the cars passing by. You want to understand the motion of the automobiles passing by, and you can do that in various ways, but you decide to do it in the following way. You log the time at which a car passes by you at some street corner. Let's say A. Okay, so A is the corner, and after a while you happen to standing at some other street corner B. You are standing at the other corner and you see the same car passing by. You again log the time. See, you have checked time at corner A, then again you went to corner B and you have checked the time car passing by. Now you can find the average velocity of the car between those two straight corners if you know the distance between them. Now time is just one of the several properties that you can log. So you can observe any property you like, such as color of the car, the person driving the car, the noise generated by the car, etc. As long as you observe them while you are standing at a fixed location. In our case, it is a street corner. Okay, you are standing at a street corner. You are following the Eulerian approach to observe the motion of a body. And next approach, now assume you are Mr. Lagrange and also want to understand the motion of the cars passing by the streets in the terrain. Now, as this task can be carried out in many ways, and since you are a teenage assistant professor, you decide to run along with the car from one point to another instead of standing like your old friend, Mr. Euler. So you follow the car at every point along its journey and you can trace the path taken by the car. This method of observing the property of an object in motion or deformation is called the Lagrange method. Okay, I think you have understood the Eulerian and Lagrangian approach. Now we will understand the difference between these two meshes. The Lagrangian and Eulerian descriptions can be visualized in terms of the corresponding meshes. Now we can think of the Lagrangian mesh as being drawn on the body. The mesh deforms with the body. Both the nodes and the material points change the position as the body deforms. However, the position of the material points related to the nodes remain fixed. Okay, on the other hand, the Eulerian mesh is background mesh. The body flows through the mesh. As it deforms, the nodes remain fixed and the material points move through the mesh. The position of a material point related to the nodes varies with the motion. Okay, so in the Lagrangian mesh, when the body deforms, so these nodes, material and node both moves. But in the Eulerian mesh, the node position remains fixed. Here you can see these green points uh, indicates the node. So here also you can see the green points are the nodes. So after the deformation, node changes their position. But in the Eulerian, node doesn't change the position. Here you can see the deformation, just material is changed its position. Okay, so this is again difference. Now Lagrangian coordinates of the nodes move with the material. The material coordinates of the points are time errant in the Lagrangian mesh. In the Eulerian mesh, Eulerian coordinates of the nodes are fixed and coincide with the spatial points. Now, spatial coordinates of the material points vary with the time. In the Lagrangian mesh, no material passes between the elements. In the Eulerian mesh, the material point at a given element quadrature point changes with the time. Now, this makes dealing with history-dependent material difficult. Now, in the Lagrangian, element quadrature points remain coincide with the material points. The next difference is boundary nodes remain on the boundary. Therefore, boundary condition and interface conditions are easily applied in the Lagrangian mesh. And in the Eulerian mesh, boundary nodes and material boundary may not coincide. So therefore, boundary conditions and interface conditions are hard to apply. In the Lagrangian mesh, severe mesh distortion can occur because the mesh deforms with the material. In Eulerian mesh, there is no mesh distortion because the mesh is fixed in space. Already I said that the node position remains fixed. However, the domain that needs to be modeled is larger because we do not want the body to leave the domain. Okay, so these are the applications of this CEL technique. So Eulerian analysis are effective for applications involving extreme deformation. So whenever there is extreme deformation and whenever there is a fluid structure interaction, so this technique is used up to and including fluid flow. Okay, in these applications, traditional Lagrangian elements become highly distorted and lose accuracy. Okay, so in extreme deformation applications, the traditional Lagrangian elements become highly distorted and lose the accuracy. These are some examples: gas flow, inflated automotive airbags, tire hydroplaning, wave loading on offshore structures, cosmetic product dispensing, fuel tank sloshing, high velocity impact and penetration. In soil structure interaction such as excavation and gouging. Okay, so now we will do abacus. Okay, we will start in the abacus. First, create a part. I will first create a bird, 3D deformable, solid extrusion, approximate sheet size is 0.1. Okay. And radius of the bird is 0.02. Okay, so this is done. And depth is 0.07. Okay, so we are going to define this as a bird. The next part is panel. So we are going to create a panel. Now this is a 2D part, the shell part, and extrusion, select extrusion. Sheet size is 1. Continue. Now first I will create a construction line here. So create this as a construction line. It will act as an axis. Again, one more construction line for the reference. Okay, now I will give the, first I will fix the construction line. So this one, I have fixed it. I will give the angle between these two lines. So it is a 60 degree. An angle between these two construction lines is also 60 degree. Okay. I'm going to take this create arc, center and end points. So this I'm going to take as a center, first point, and this is end point. And radius is 0.3. Now it is done and say done. Its depth is 0.25. The panel is defined. Next is we are going to create Eulerian domain. Now here in the type, select Eulerian, extruded solid, and sheet size is 5. Select this rectangle, and so it is. So we can directly click here, and we can also enter the starting corner and end corner. So I will enter 0, 0 as starting corner, enter, and 0.4, 0.4, enter it. Okay, so close this and done. And its depth is on 0.6. So we have created the Eulerian domain. Now, Eulerian domain means what? In this, under this domain, the computation is going to happen. Under this domain only. You will understand this. Now, I'm going to make the partition. Select define cutting plane, point and normal. Select this point. Select this as a normal. Get partition. Okay. You will understand this. Why we have created the why we have defined the partition. Now, okay, I haven't named it. Rename it Eulerian. explore it, and you can mesh it here also. Okay, in the part model also you will find this mesh option. Double click on it, select the size 0.01, apply. Okay, just mesh it. So we'll check the element type here. This is Euler, okay. Correct. For panel also we will define the mesh size is 0.005. Okay. Go to this element type, select here exit, family cell, okay, mesh it. Okay, so meshing is done, and I'm not going to mesh this bird. Okay, so I will tell you why we are not meshing in the mesh for this bird. Okay, so part model is over. Define here, you have created all parts, and you have created partition also. Now we will define the material. Now go to property. Material is first aluminum. Panels are made up of aluminum. First define the density 2700. Again mechanical elasticity. Young's modulus 76 e raised to 9.3. Go for the plasticity. E raised to 6 and 0. Okay, so there is a damage. So add the ductile damage properties. Fracture strength 0 and this 0. Okay. Then go to damage evolution. Displacement of failure is 0.001. Okay. Okay, now we will define the bird properties. Bird, and its density is 1000. Its properties are very close to that water properties. I am going to define here EOS. There is a equation of state. US minus UP. C0. This speed of sound in water. Okay. This is also very close to that water. Now property material we have defined. Now go to section, create section. First section is panel section. It is a shell and homogeneous. Okay, and enter the thickness here 0.002. Material is aluminum. Okay. Now next section is go to solid and select Eulerian. I will name it as Eulerian and continue. So in this base material, select the bird material. So instance name it will take by default as bird1. Okay, now Eulerian part is there. So I will assign the section to this Eulerian part, and see automatically it is selected section, and say okay. Now again go to panel and the section, done. Aluminum material is okay, only this by default it is selected panel section, and say okay. The property is done. Now go to assembly. Okay, in the assembly, click on this create instance panel, apply, and I will again call one more panel. And okay, actually there are two panels now. Here you can see here two instances, panel 1 and panel 2. Okay, so they are at the same location, so I have to change the position. Panel 2, I'm going to select this translate instance icon and select here panel 2. Okay, instances panel 2 and okay. Select the start point 0, 0, 0 and end point in the y direction it is 0.1. Okay, distance between these two panels is 0.1. Enter it. Okay, so accept the position. How can we check the distance between these two panels? Is there is a query information tool. Click on the distance and select these 2 points, consecutive points. Here it will display the distance 100 e raised to -3.1. Okay. Now I'm going to call the bird here. Okay. So this is our problem. So this way I have to model it, how to arrange their position. To translate it, select this bird, set done. In the x direction, I'm going to translate it. Just I will keep it 0.1. Sorry. So cancel it once again. Translate, select bird. So first point is 0, 0, 0, enter it, and second 0.1 in the x direction. Okay. So again, I will take it back. 0.3.
Walama.
Okay. It is correct. And in the y direction also, I will move it to 0.3. Increase the distance in the y. Okay. 0.3 and 0.4. Okay, so I will accept this position. Now I'm going to rotate it like this one. Then now it is asking the axis start point or the axis of rotation. So I'm going to select the start point as, yeah, I will select this as a start point. This is the end point. Okay, and angle of rotation 90 degree, and accept the position. So I need to move it again. Select it, set done. In the z direction, I have to move it 0.1. Sorry. First point is 0 starting point, enter it, and second you can enter in the z direction 0.1. Okay, so this is the correct one. Again, z direction 0.1 is correct. Now in the x direction I have to move it 0.1. Sorry, it is minus 0.1. Okay, so again I will move it to 0.02 in the y direction, minus. Okay, so I will accept this position. So this is fixed here. Okay, again I will click on this bird. So only one bird we have created, but we can make as many instances as we want. Okay, from the one model only, one part. Again, translate it. So in the minus x direction, I have to translate minus 0.3. Sorry, first point. Okay, I will cancel this operation. First point should be 0. So done. So this is the first point, starting point 0, and in the x direction, the minus x direction, it should be 0.1. If the 0.1 is less, 0.3 is correct. And in the y direction also, I have to move it in the up direction, 0.3. Okay, I will accept this position now. Right. Okay, first I will rotate this, select this rotate instance, select this on y-axis. So I will select these 2 points. This will define the y-axis and 90 degree. Okay, and okay. So again, I will translate it, select this bird, and z direction. Start point is 0, 0, 0, enter it. 0.1, I will make it okay. Direction now it is correct. Now I have to move it in the negative x direction. Minus 0.1. 2. Correct now. Again, the y direction. Okay. Okay, so I'll accept this position. So this is correct. Now create instance and call the Eulerian. Okay. I'll rotate this Eulerian instance. Done. About this starting point and end point, I'm going to take this as end point and 90 degree. Okay. Okay, these panels and birds should be inside the domain. Translate this instance. So this is the starting point, and this I'm going to set as the end point. Okay, so accept this position. Again, select this instance. Okay, start point is 0, 0, 0, and in the we will check in which direction. So in the negative x direction, I have to move this. We'll make it 3.3 and negative. Okay, it is moving correctly. X direction is correct now. I will take it back. In the y direction also, it should move up into 0.5. Okay, again, I have to increase the distance in the y direction. Okay, we'll make it wireframe now. You can check it here. Now only we have to move it in the z direction. So in the negative z direction, here you enter negative 0.05. Okay, now I'll accept this position. Now check, it should be inside the domain because all calculation is going to happen inside this domain. Okay, so I will just move it in the x direction. 0. Sorry, start point should be 0, and the negative x direction I have to move it. Okay, now this is correct. Okay, so assembly is done. Okay, in the assembly now we have to create sets. Okay, surface sets. I will go to display group, and first I will remove this. Create set with name panel. Okay. I have removed the internal part, so I will create a set Eulerian left. Select this part as left. Okay, what I will do, I will set this position. Okay. Eulerian left. Select this left part. Okay. Eulerian right. Select this right part. Done. Again, one more. Eulerian whole. Done. Sorry, Eulerian whole. Select this whole part and set done. Eulerian whole left and right. Okay, now next is a step. Create one step. Name it as a stripe. Select dynamic explicit step. Time period 0.0015 second. Click OK. Okay, now history output, field output request is there, so I'm going to delete it, default one, and I will define one or field output request for Eulerian hole. Now go to volume thickness and select this EVF option, void material volume fraction for Eulerian only. Okay. And I will click OK. I will define one more field output request, set, and for panel, okay, we want to check the result for this panel. Now in the output, I will select displacement and status. Okay, so failure we want to check status. Okay. And next is interaction. I will create interaction property. Just create blank, no friction interaction property. Select. Now I'm going to define the contact. Okay, general contact. Continue all with self and select this interaction property. Okay. Okay. Now next is go to tools. Discrete field and volume fraction tool. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a volume inside this domain because these birds are not going to take part into the simulation. I'm going to select this instance for applying the volume fraction and click on the instances. The bird 1. Okay, bird 1 is on the right side. So bird 2 is on the left side. Okay, I will take this as the left. Bird 2 is on the left side. Click OK. And here I will name it as left. Let's see, hi. Bird left. Okay. So volume fraction is created for this left bird. For another bird, so select this domain instances and select this bird 1. I will name it as right. Display field right. Hi. Bird right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now in the assembly, so this bird and 1 and 2, right click it and exclude from the simulation. Okay, now these two birds are not going to take part into simulation. I will just show you here. I'll remove this Eulerian. Its color, it's black in color. Now we have defined the volume fraction in the Eulerian domain, and we are going to assign the material to that domain. Okay, that volume fraction. And these two birds are used for just reference purpose only. Okay, next is load. Go to this predefined field. Initial other material assignment. Okay, now select the Eulerian part instance. Now you select discrete field. Okay, now region you have to select it carefully. Double click on it. Now go to sets. Now region I am going to select left region, so it is highlighted by pink color. Continue, and here bird is now selected discrete left. Okay, now again add one more row. Eulerian right, and here select discrete field right. Okay, so material assignment is done. Now I'm going to apply the velocity. Go to initial mechanical and velocity. We'll make it wireframe. Okay, so bird right I'm going to take, and velocity in the y direction minus 210 meter per second. Okay, so velocity to this bird, left one in the x direction, so 160. This way we have applied the velocity to the bird. Next is a mesh. Okay, meshing is already done now. And job 1. Okay, job is created, and I will just save it. This bird strike actually. Get the work directory here. Okay, I will change the work directory. I have to change it. Yeah, I'm going to run the simulation now. Submit it. Okay, so it will take just 5 minutes. So until our simulation completes, so you can ask me any query. If you have any query, so it's 4:55. We have means done now. We will check the results, and until it shows the result, you can ask me any query. Yes, you can ask very. We'll finish soon now. The job is running. Okay, one question is there. Why time is 0.0015 second? That time is for bird impact or for what? See, this phenomena happens within very small time. So this is 0.0015 seconds. So aeroplane is flying at with velocity, and bird is also flying with some velocity. Right now means we have given the velocity to bird only, but this happens means within a fraction of second, means very less time. So that's why we given the 0.0015 second. Okay, there's one question. Why did you consider two shells? Can the analysis be done only on a single outer one only? Yeah, it is also possible. See, you can take one or two. This is for demonstration I have taken. You can even take the actual model also. So see, analysis is completed now. We will check the results. Okay, so for this CEL technique, you cannot see directly. See, if I click on this plot contours on deformed shape, so it won't show us the result directly. So for CEL technique, we have to do one thing. So go to this view cut manager. See, in the field output request, if you remember, we have selected this option EVF. Okay, EVF wide. So we have to select this option in the view cut manager. Then and then only we can see the output here, output result. Okay. Now I will select this plot contours, and you can see the output result now. I am to start the animation. See, this is the bird strike impact on the aircraft fuselage. You see here. Okay, so this is the output result of this analysis. The bird strike impact may cause an accident. That's why this is important to do this type of analysis. If the bird impact takes the engine gate stop, bird will die, means something, anything can happen. So any damage can happen to that aircraft. The bird velocity Okay, there is one question: how did you estimate the velocity of the bird? So I already have this. I haven't estimated the bird velocity. I have got it directly. You can enter different velocity also with different velocity and different models. You can try this analysis. You can model the actual fuselage panel, and you can enter the different bird properties, and then you can check the analysis results. Is there any other query? Already it is 5:02. Hello.
Students, if any doubt means ask on the chat bar.
Okay, no doubt. Okay, there is no any doubt. Students, I want to ask you one thing. Have you understood this problem to do the analysis in ACUS, means crash analysis of aircraft fuselage and this bird strike impact on the panel? Actually, I got the less time for this bird strike problem. That's why I have means taken it very fast. Okay, there is one question. Can you send the recorded video of today's session?
Actually, in that link, all that 5 days recorded session will be uploaded on the drive.
Okay, there is question. What is the last day of this program? It is 9th tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day, I think, right?
Yeah. And it's okay. We will wind up the session.
Yeah, sure. There is no any query right now, so we can wind up.